second he talked, I said, "Hey, you, shut the fuck up."
Give it loud for Anthony Eugenio. We're gonna have next time. Very funny. Wayne Russell, everybody.
Welcome to the Open Mic Pain with Anthony and Wayne podcast.
Anthony, did you see the video I sent you right before we hopped on?
No.
Oh my god, I sent you this video. It was a Bellator fight.
Oh yeah, MMA Wayne. We got fucking MMA Wayne, everybody.
Back, baby. But so I don't know who the fighters were, but a guy was on his back. The other guy was standing up, and he went to kick, and I think he was trying to do an inside leg kick, but he completely fucked up. And he just toed the guy's asshole. he kicked him straight in the asshole with his big toe. The guy like pushed back on his back. He looked up. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Jesus.
And then I wondered why Jeremy doesn't do MMA. It's like, damn, that seems right up his alley.
Me? Oh,
yeah, literally.
Sorry, I'm a little slow in the uptake today.
Literally. God damn, you guys are doing all kinds of puns in your about buttholes. All right, so I when we wrestled, there'd be something called checking someone's oil. It's kind of like that rule. Yeah. So there's a rule in prison where if you do gay stuff up until 6 months before you get out of prison, as long as you do it and you hit that 6 months before prison cutoff, it's not gay at all. It's totally not gay. That you could do as gay for the stay, right? As you want.
Yeah.
Gay for the stay. Exactly. Wayne knows. And in wrestling, it's kind of the same thing where we go, all right, there's a move called checking someone's oil where you kind of got to fist them. So you have to either go, I'm fisting a dude, or this is wrestling. So you have to kind of decide what avenue you're going to go with.
It's a fine line.
So we all did gay for stay, for sure.
There's a thing called a prison wolf, which is somebody who only does gay sex in prison.
I think the Mafia was pretty... I remember, I forget what was it, Michael Franzese? I forget who it was, but one of those guys was like, yeah, we knew what was going on. It's like, you're in there for a while, whatever. We don't like the gays, but we'll turn a blind eye while they're in there.
It sucks because I also know where I'm going to fall on that totem pole if I ever have to go to prison. Not that I break laws, but I'm not going to be...
You do. You could have been in prison for selling that 37-year-old, 21-year-old some beer.
You're right. Oh, speaking of, I got my security clearance yesterday. Finally approved.
That's so surprising.
I know.
Whoever gave you that is not getting their security clearance next.
There's going to be like a federal investigation into how I got my security clearance. An inspector general report. So Anthony, are you in like a Saw movie set? What's with the lighting today? You look like you're being interrogated.
Well, I usually have my perfect studio lighting iPhone doing it for me, and it didn't light up.
This is just the phone difference? Wow.
I think so. One of my lights is out, too. My wife was fucking with it. I can try to fix it. I was really hoping that you guys just you'd be cool about it, but I guess not.
I don't care. I'm just making fun of you for it.
And normally you look like a good, like, OnlyFans quality video. Now you look like a free cam girl.
And
I'm giving my tits for nothing. And I could be out here just rocking these goddamn moccasins. Hold on. Yeah, my tits are like Native American shoes. Hold on.
Speaking of, Cass now listens to the podcast, so I kind of got to mind my P's and Q's.
Don't mind your P's. I'm not going to mind my P's and Q's. My apologies, Cass. But
no. I texted her. I was like, sorry if I said anything. And she's like, no, if it's for the bit, it's funny, which is the attitude you want from a partner. Like, doing this. So
yeah, I mean, you never want to. I have rules with my comedy. I never want to say anything that's going to intentionally hurt somebody. It's always funny if it's not said in hate and it's clever.
Yeah. But if it's funny, it's funny.
So we don't have to be funny about your ex, but Cass, we're going to respect.
Yeah. We can respectfully make fun of her.
Yes.
Were they polyculing together? So is this one that was keeling with your ex?
Cass?
Sure.
Cass is the thick ginger.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So she was on the roster.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. She's the one that I got in the breakup.
Wow. Did you guys do like a
A
NFL
draft.
draft type of thing?
I do
Yeah.
a bit about it. I call it divorce draft. Yeah,
Divorce draft.
where I had to like we had
Oh
to
my god.
decide
There's
who's
another
going to be.
sketch idea. That's a good sketch
It's a
idea.
great sketch idea, and there's so much we can do with it. The bit does really well actually. So
I've
it's
been
one
on
of my
a
go-tos.
sketch idea roll the last couple days. For some reason, my brain's just going to sketch ideas instead of bits.
Wayne's just going to try to get on SNL actually.
Get on
No,
SNL,
no, I
Wayne.
don't want that kind of pressure. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Fuck yeah, I'd love it. I would love it. I'm a maniac like that, a masochist like that. So
I
You're a
wouldn't say
big
I wouldn't want to try it, but I think after a week or two, I'd be like, this fucking sucks.
yeah, Wayne needs more sleep than
You're
that.
fucking SNL. Oh my god. I don't know how many living things I would kill to be on SNL.
Yeah.
Gotta do that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'd commit crimes against humanity. I'd run afoul of the Geneva Convention for whatever.
Hold on there, security clearance. You got
They can't take it now. They can. So actually, they gave me a letter.
they
And
can totally take it.
they were like, "We're giving you the clearance, but just so you know, we can take this away." And they were like, "If you
Yeah.
use drugs again, we can take this away." I was like, "Touche, touche,
Really?
my guy."
So they knew that you did?
Yeah, because the golden rule is, if you tell the truth, you'll probably be fine. But if you lie and they find out, that's a felony. Like, not only are you never getting a security clearance, but like you might go to jail. Uh,
Oh, okay. So they
so
straight up asked, did you do drugs before?
yes, and I had like a 7-page report on like my drug history, uh, stuff like that.
Hmm.
So,
Were
which
they
is
like,
weird. So
how
like,
many purple dildos do you have? And you were like 12.
at
Did they
some
ask
point,
about
that's a
your
national
sexual
security.
history?
They asked about my partners.
So they're okay with you being in a cule?
Yeah, I do a bit about that too, actually. Where I stole the bit from Anthony. I'm gonna keep calling Anthony Wayne tonight. You guys look alike, I guess. Uh, where it's like
I'll
some
take it.
poor like 75-year-old Irish Catholic dude who's like, so it says here you have like a 23-year-old white woman, a 34-year-old black woman, and a 64-year-old Asian dude, all listed as partner. What's the deal there? Uh, and like, yeah, that's kind of just like how it happens. So it's fun.
How does one come into your cule?
You
Just
got to
ask.
sing "We Are the World" before you fucking.
We hold hands and do
But I mean,
kumbaya.
do you just meet somebody and be like, hey, me and like 4 other people would really like to just run a train
Yeah,
on
my,
you?
Yeah,
my pack.
yeah, basically. Well, it comes up
Me
pretty
and my
easily in
pack.
conversation, or if they've seen me do my set, it comes up. So like, I will though if there's somebody in the crowd where I'm like might want to try with them, I will purposely bring it up in the set and then see how they react. So
You're using comedy for your own good.
I know.
That's not
Bad.
good.
Oh,
Bad boy.
That's how the world
Yeah,
burns, dude.
I know. I gotta
That's
stop. I do.
yeah. It's like this guy brought his daughters to a show that I was at with Jeremy, and I saw Jeremy trying to flirt with the daughters afterwards. I was like, God damn, guy's right there. Remember that guy?
Yeah,
oh my god.
I know. That dude's good. He's a really nice dude. I've flirted with his
He was
daughter a
into
few
it.
times, and he keeps bringing her. And I'm like, listen, man, if
Yeah,
you bring her, I'm flirting
He
with her.
he's
Like,
just trying to get in the cule too.
yeah,
He's
he's
just
walking. As long as they're a combo deal, that's fine.
he's just a huge fan of comedy.
He's a comedian.
That guy's a comedian
Yeah,
that brings his daughters.
yeah. He brings
Oh,
like crowds every time. He brings his daughters, sons, and partners. Uh, yeah. And I did confirm the first time. I was like, before I make this joke, are y'all in college or high school?
yeah. I remember that they did look young.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time my set's over, and especially Wayne's set's over, nobody's looking at us for that. They're just like, Jesus Christ, are you sure you wanted to say all that?
Yep.
Like,
No way. No way.
Hey, it doesn't work out much for me, but every now and then.
well, so we got stuff to talk about here because we're all in a couple contests. I mean,
Yeah.
Jeremy's only in one of them, but
I know I forgot to do the Katrobis one.
God damn it.
Yeah, as of
Katrobis.
when this comes out, the first contest, the South Shore Comedy Class is Clash rather is this Friday and Saturday, right?
Yep.
So yeah, because today's the third.
I think
You
so.
guys see that fly?
Wow, that's
Do you hear
coming up
that?
quick.
That was crazy. That was huge.
hell was that?
I heard ooh. Yes, Wayne lives in a shit. Where would you have to live for a fly that big to go past your thing?
That's got to be somewhere south.
It's got to be somewhere south, yeah. A Mississippi hog yard is where Wayne is currently broadcasting from.
That's also what his wife calls sex.
Get in the Mississippi hog yard.
Jesus.
Well, on that
So, yeah, we
note,
got
Wayne will be
contests
taking. Yeah, he'll be taking his hog out to the Comedy Den on Saturday, and I'll be there on Friday and Thursday.
More like a
Thursday, Friday,
teacup
baby.
pig.
Woo! I am a teacup pig. Yeah, so
you're there Friday. There's 2 shows
Thursday,
Saturday.
Friday.
I'm at the first one. Justin, I think it's me and Dan on the first one, right? On Saturday. Mm-hmm. And then
Jacques and
Justin
Justin
and Zach are on the second one. Is it Teddy? Tell Teddy to shut the fuck up.
I'm literally muting myself to say that.
For once, my dogs are actually quiet.
Jeremy! I know. Someone did say the other day, though, that I talk to my dog like a single mom at Walmart talks to their 2-year-old. Because I'll be like, are we on our best behavior? Is this the best behavior? Are we being the best boy that we could be today? That's literally what I say to my dog, home alone.
Damn.
Yeah. I know.
So I remember last year when we
Congrats.
both did this contest. Anthony made it to the top 3. I think you were number 2. Were you second or third?
I was second. You're
second.
Don't you discount me. I was number 2. And there were 3 winners. This wasn't like your contest where there was only 1 winner. There were 3. And they named it.
And you couldn't be any of them.
You couldn't be any of them.
There was 3 in mine.
No, they were 3 finalists, 1 winner. Did you get anything? Did you get shit?
I mean, I got booked on a few shows with that, yeah.
Yeah, we all got booked on a few shows. Remember Rob Steen? He booked me on a show and then came over, didn't know who you were, and you just placed. And I was
that was the most wild fucking thing. Listen,
I would have cried
with Rob Steen a bunch of times. Great dude. But that particular night, he was hosting the show.
This is so good.
I got called up on stage with Carlos C. Maz was the winner. So there was me, Carlos, Maz.
I was a finalist too, but I wasn't a finalist, so I was performing.
Anthony made it into the finals, but just not in the top 3 in that night.
Gotcha.
So I get off stage, I walk out. Rob is talking to Anthony, and I walk up and I go just to say hi to Anthony. Earlier that night, I had said hi to Rob because I knew who he was. That was my first time talking to him. I knew who he was when he walked in, so we had a conversation beforehand. And he goes, "Are you a comic?" I was like, "I was just up there." With those guys.
And
Wayne, you might know me from the parking lot conversation we just had. Like,
it's so funny because Wayne went, I think, if I recall correctly, you went, I just placed in the contest.
Yes, I 100%.
What the fuck,
dude? Yeah.
Wayne's ego was hurt.
I 100% did.
That's good. Yep. That's a good piece of business.
Definitely.
But.
So you had a great set, evidently. It was very memorable.
Great set.
Apparently, yeah. The thing, and I'm not gonna call this person out, but you can figure it out if you were to look back. The first round of that contest, after I got off stage, the host went up, and instead of going, "Give it up for Wade, everybody," went, "Holy shit, you're dark." And I was like, well, that's not a good way to present me to the judges.
What the fuck?
Thanks.
You're also not that dark.
I still made it, but I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And then you pushed him in the bushes.
Yeah. No.
That's crazy.
No, I didn't. I did. That was the night I got to hang outside with Steve Bjork and Tony V and listen to Tony V talk about hanging out with Robin Williams and Bobcat Goldthwait in Vegas and all that shit.
That's fun.
I know.
That
was dude. When you sent me 300 text messages, you're like, "Oh my god!"
It was one of the coolest things, man. I walked up to say bye to Steve, and I didn't get to because Tony was mid sentence, and I just stopped. And I was like, I'm just gonna stand here until they kick me out, and they never kicked me out, and I just listened to the whole thing.
Did they a couple times go like this, like, and look over and be like, "What the fuck?"
No, you know him? Back and keep talking.
Not at all. No.
That's so good.
Steve Bjork and Tony V. 2 of the absolute nicest people in Boston comedy. Probably in comedy.
I've never met Tony V. I never met Tony
really?
V. I'm excited to meet him. Yeah, no, never met him.
Oh, Tony's great. I remember, so one of the things I got to do was host at Wicked Funny. Was it in February, I think it was? And Tony V or maybe it was January. It doesn't matter. But Tony V was the headliner, and he got there early, and he sat in the back of the room and just listened to everybody. He might have been like scratching scratch tickets and stuff, but he was just listening to everybody's jokes and just whatever. And he got up, and I have like the throat cancer joke and a couple other like a little iffy ones, but they all hit really well that night. And Tony Vigo and I think JJ Jones was on the show, and he had a couple iffy ones too. Jody Sloan was on that. She doesn't have iffy ones. She's just fucking absolutely hilarious. But Tony V goes up and he tells a joke that's like slightly off color, not even close to anything we were saying, and it didn't get a laugh. And he goes, "Are you fucking kidding me? I listened to the shit you guys laughed at the last hour. What the fuck?" And then he just goes right back into bed. So I was like, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
You know what's great is knowing like the nuts behind the machinery there, where he saw you guys doing your debauchery, and he's like, "Oh, nice! I'm gonna do some of my darker jokes to start."
Yes,
and he did one, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
Every now and then I'll do that. I'll be like, "Nothing on that? Nothing? That wasn't bad." Like,
you're gonna get to you're gonna get to meet Tony V soon, right?
Me?
Yeah, I'm doing.
No, Anthony. Sorry, Anthony. Yeah, he's on a show with him.
Really cool show. The Viper, Ken Rogerson and Tony V and me. And see that? We're all equal, technically.
One of these things is not like the other.
I know. It's certainly like every piece of marketing is like, see, 2 Boston legends. And then either nothing else and this piece of shit.
I imagine 2 big headshots and then yours is just like in the bottom right, this big.
No, definitely not going to be on a headshot. I don't think so.
You didn't even make the cut.
I think I've seen you on
I'm going to... Really?
I think so.
Oh, cool. I haven't seen
maybe I just know your face, so I see your name. It's just like...
yeah, maybe. Yeah, she's been posting all over the place, so I could see her doing that. But this is the thing. I'm going to be a surprise. That's definitely going to be... People are going to be like, "Oh, sweet, Tony V. Who the fuck's this guy?" And then I'm going to have to... By hopefully 5 minutes, they're going to be like, "All right, I understand jokes now." And then I'll get off, and the real guys will go up. But just cool,
real comedians.
Cool to be there. Yeah, I'll take it. I will fake it.
There are a lot of moments, even in this point in comedy. Like, I've only been doing it a year, but I'm like, this scene is so small. Like, you run into people, like Wayne was saying, like, you run into somebody who knew Robin Williams, and it's like, I feel like I should be 7 degrees of separation away from them, but you're like 1.5.
Yeah, it's wild. When you really stop and think about it. Because
especially local comics like Joe List or Mark Norman, like a good amount of people know them. I run into people almost every mic that knows one of them.
I mean, we talked about it, a little while ago, me and Anthony. But that whole degrees of separation thing, we've both opened it for Steve Sweeney, and think of all the people that have opened for him that are like super famous now. Yeah. So you have the degree of separation is very minimal at that point.
I had that with a comic who performed at the Comedy Scene in Foxborough, and then afterwards we just hung out. I don't know if I told you this. We hung out at the bar. We went to another bar, and then he was like, "What's the next move?" And I was like, "Everything's closed. We can go drink at my house." So we just came to my house.
You told that story a couple weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, and he just
he saw your dildos, he freaked out, you massaged him back into it. I remember all that.
So, big update on that.
I bet he freaked in.
I gave him an oil check. Finally emptied my backpack, guys. There is no longer anything in my backpack, so we are good to go.
Except the stench.
Some things you can never clean.
Yeah, if they use those little ghost detectors there from those fucking Conjuring movies or something into that backpack, it'd be fucking insane.
Yeah. The inciting incident, though, I was at the Harvard Business School doing work, and I put my backpack on a chair, and then left it open because I was grabbing stuff, and it just slowly fell over, and everything fell out. And I was like, all right, I can't be a professional, like, doing this. And it wasn't just like the bag, it was also just like, like the flyers you get from like, I don't know, Adam and Eve or whatever, like little promotional material.
We don't, first of all, we don't know the promotional material you get from Adam and Eve. You're gonna have to be a little bit more broad.
Anthony's like, I have no
clue. You guys know, of course. You know when you get fucking 5 butt plugs and they give you the 6 for free? You know what I'm talking about? On Wednesdays, they do it every Wednesday of the month.
I get a punch card. When I want a good laugh, a couple of episodes ago, I said I got STD tested and everyone should. And you interrupted me. You were like, no, you should. And that just gets me. I don't know why. That really gets me every time.
Yeah, you definitely should.
You do treat your
Many
butthole
times.
like it's the exact same as everybody else's butthole, and our buttholes are not equal. We have different. I got like Martin Luther King butthole of the '60s, and you have
What
Jay-Z's
Anthony's trying to
butthole
say is
now.
we all abuse our asses differently. I do it with food.
Yep.
Anthony probably does it with food. You do it
In a different context.
other way. Yeah.
So comedy contests.
Yeah, so what I was going to say was I remember last year there was a comic during Anthony's group that went over his time like 2.5 minutes. And I remember me and Anthony having a conversation like, how the fuck do you do that? Like,
Yeah.
you should be able to just do 5 minutes easy, right?
Yeah, that's fully running the line.
This year, it's fucking hard, man. It was so much harder this year trying to figure out what 5 minutes is, because when you get into that point where like that guy is way above what we are. He's doing half hour, 45-minute sets all the time. To cut that shit down when
That's true.
you now write jokes for you have this much time. We're now
Yeah, well,
in
they
a
put a
spot where we
fucking
went
big
from
red
writing.
dot on the wall when you're done. Just get off when they do that. I give that guy no slack.
Correct.
Yeah,
I agree with
you get
that.
the light. Yeah.
I do
And
agree
it's a
with
big
that,
red
but
one. Well,
Is
you
it one
can't
of like
miss
the
it.
globes? I do love a globe.
He does have a
No,
globe,
he
but I
uses
think
a,
for that one he
like a
didn't.
red
He used a
flashlight.
big, yeah.
Oh.
And it shines a big red light on the wall, and you're like, "Come on."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I mean, I agree with that. Like you should just kind of see it and get off. But
And he mentioned the light when he saw it, and he
Did he?
said,
I
"Yeah."
didn't
He's
see
like,
that.
"Oh, I got the light. Let me just do one more," and then did a minute and a half joke. You know, it's just put the fuck off if you're gonna do that. You lose. I thought you were talking about someone else who did it by complete accident, and that was like, this poor guy. He did it. I think it must have been my night. He went over by like 2 minutes, and he got off, and he was sweating profusely, and he's like, "Pretty sure I went over." and we were like, "Yeah," and not even close. And then he like had to take his iPhone because he filmed it and looked back. He's like, "Oh, I went over 2 minutes."
Is that who I thought it was?
7:14 on the recording.
I don't know. No, it wasn't who you were saying. Different person.
No.
My favorite
But-
part of this podcast is after we cut and then we get to get all the names of these people when we're not recording.
Well, we always say we're going to do that. We never do.
Wayne and I sometimes will.
Yeah.
And then I listen back and I'm like,
bounce.
fuck, I want to know who that is.
Yeah.
But anyways, what I was saying was it is harder this year. I think putting together a 5-minute set, and
For you?
for me, and me and Anthony are taking two different approaches on this. Like I have what I'm doing, and it's pretty much. I'm confident that this works in enough rooms. It works more times than not when I'm doing shows, that I have a feeling that I'm going to be okay if I do this, right? Even if I don't move on or win or whatever, I know I'm going to have a decent set.
Yeah. You'll feel good about the set.
Right. Anthony, I think, and
what's
I don't
my
know if
approach?
this is still true for you, but you're going to call it on the fly.
Yeah.
Which is the way to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just Here's the thing. I think any part of your set, Wayne, that you do, for the most part, there are some you could definitely tailor it, but you play to a particular crowd. And I don't mean particular in a small sense. I mean like it's broad, but it's particular. It's like you say, it's like the mid 40s up to whatever the fuck. A slightly older demographic. Any one of your shit's going to work that, any one of the orders. So I could see you locking it in early, because if it's a bunch of 20-year-olds, you kind of know you're fucked anyways, because it's
12-year-olds.
not the stuff that they're looking for. Yeah. So locking it in makes sense in that regard. I have, like, the problem with my shit is that I have stuff that's like, this is for just 20-year-olds are going to fucking like this, like 20 to 30-year-olds. And then, like, these jokes will work with some older people. So I really can't pick, and like, I feel like I can't pick until I see them.
Yeah.
Because if I pick and it's a different mix and I think it's going to be a crowd, then I'm going to be second guessing whether or not I pick the right, shit as I go. And I also last year, I was still practicing in my car and stuff like that. Like because I was doing 5 minute sets, and I was trying to time them and all that. And I haven't done that in about a year, so I'm well past doing that. So I can't do that anymore.
Way to just
I'll
dunk
still
on
do
that.
that with new shit. If I'm working out new stuff, because I don't always sit down and write. I do a lot of writing while I'm driving, and if I think of something, I'll say it and
Yep.
then kind of like improv it while I'm driving, and then try it again, and then again, and just kind of okay, I like that, I like that, I like that. That's kind of what I do.
I
But
can't do that
in the
anymore. I just
sense,
feel insane doing that. I feel fucking crazy doing that in a car. I
I'm
look
just
at
trying to
myself in the mirror
maximize
and go,
my
"What are you
time.
doing?"
I'm in the car for like 5 hours a day.
That's what the guy eating shit inside of an insane asylum was saying the same thing. He's like, "I'm trying to maximize my time."
Just trying to fill my rec time here, guys. Just trying to fill my rec time. So going back to the roots of the podcast a little, thinking about how do you write down your bits or record your bits. So like I was driving home from the mic that I just came from, and I thought of like 3 ideas, not even bits, just ideas. And I'll just say like, "Hey Siri, make a note about dogs having cancer," whatever it is. A real funny topic like that. And like,
Yeah,
yeah, no, I pulled that out on stage. I had a bit on stage where I was just talking about tonight, like writing down bits, and that was the only example that I came with. And I was like, I don't know why I fucking said that. That was just like it would have been better to move on. But like, do y'all like write it down? Will you just remember? I won't. I won't remember. So like, I make it.
No, I make
I have
notes.
Siri. Okay.
So I have a
yeah.
binder now.
Wayne, we're very different. Yeah, Wayne's got his binder. Explain your binder, and I'll pull up
You've written notes,
shit.
not like on your phone.
Yeah, so I used to do everything on my phone on like a Word document, and I had
Yep.
pages and pages, and I would
I have
highlight and I would
hundreds
move
of notes.
things, and then I turned it into like Word documents, and then I
Yep.
would name the document, and I would like that way I could work on specific things. I found that for me, actually handwriting it out,
Mm-hmm.
it commits it to memory a little more, like the premise behind it.
Yeah, that's like a proven psychological thing, I think.
And I also like being able to scratch things out and arrow, and
Yep.
it's like the footprints of a madman. And
Yeah.
if you look at my thing, but the thing I like about my binder is I can move pages around if I want. So if I come up with an idea or a premise,
You're like a binder, like a 3-ring binder?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So I use a notebook like a regular notebook with perforated
I can
edges, and
picture it.
I write shit out, and then when I want to put it in the binder, I just pop it in. But when I come up with a premise like you're talking about, I will take a blank page. Excuse me, I'll take a blank page. I'll write the premise at the top of the page, and then I just leave it there until I'm ready to work on it.
Interesting. I have not heard someone do that before. Anthony, you're totally different?
Yeah, I feel completely opposite to Wayne philosophically on this. I think that the more you write physically, the more writery your stuff sounds. Like the more it
It
sounds
feels
like you're
like
putting on a
rehearsed
performance.
and yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's any way around that because you talk differently than you write. That's how life works. So to me, my biggest goal is to make the bit happen on stage. Every time it gets better, it's because I did it in front of the people in the environment I needed to do it, and then it will sound a little bit more off the cuff. I just noticed like that's when I was more monotoned, and when I would get anybody. I don't think a lot of people now will give me shit for the performance I do. I think I've gotten that to a pretty good level, and I credit that to not doing that, not writing too much. Like here's so what I do is I have Evernote on my phone, the app, and I'll basically just write down a couple words when a bit comes to me. Like
Yeah.
the last ones, I have a note that says "fake baby in the woods."
Gotcha.
This is pretty funny. So we went to a botanical garden, and this lady was pushing a stroller, and she lifted like a newborn-looking baby out of it. And my wife went, "Oh, that's cute. It looks like you." And the lady's like, "It's a doll," and it was a doll. The lady had a doll in the middle of the woods, and it was pretty awesome. That I was like, "See what you get for being polite, you fucking." So I wrote
Like
that
she's
down.
in a high school home ec class. That's crazy.
It was insane. I wrote down something called just 2 words: butterfly mirror. I thought it was pretty. I went to the same place, Botanical Garden. They had a butterfly place where you walk in, right, and they tell you they get to give you a speech before you walk in about not murdering the butterflies on the ground. And they say when you get out, there's a mirror to check yourself to make sure there's not butterflies on you. That way you can leave and not get rid of the butterflies. But when I walked in, there was a mirror also going in, which I thought was pretty funny because it was like that means they were trying to also keep butterflies out, the immigrant butterflies, to get into the place. And I just got this whole idea of like, what if the butterfly like had like is there anchor butterflies that like you can get the butterfly like just mixing it
baby
with immigration, yeah. So that I think that's what that might be a bit.
That's good.
And then yeah, that's how I'll do it. And then I'll just go on stage with the 3 words and like how I just explained it to you guys. That almost is a lot of the time how it comes out the first time I do it because I'm just trying to explain the bit more than do the bit.
Yeah.
And then you see where people like their heads popped up when I got to this section. That's where I got to build off of. And
yep.
And the next thing you're just doing them at showcases, and then every once in a while you're just sitting around talking about like I got this new bit. And somebody gives you a good punchline, or you think about it a little bit differently. You're like, there it is, I got it. Like I was at a vineyard last week with Katrobis and Zach Moore, and I have a new bit that I've been trying to work on called Ticket to Pound Town. My wife got me a physical ticket to Pound Town for a gift for Father's Day. It said redeemable anytime, any place. So I was trying to figure out the punchline to that, and they gave me a great one, and I worked really well at the vineyard. So that's it. Then I'll build. I start off small. Like I think Wayne does this too, maybe. Still, he used to at least, where you'll start really long and you'll take chunks out of it to refine it to where it's supposed to be. And I do the opposite. My bits always because they start with 2 words. I literally just build off of those 2 words outwards. Like, there's a new line that's funny, and then that way I'm usually never too wordy in a bit. If anything, my bits are always too short.
I still do that. I still start longer and whittle it down. But I've gotten so much better at taking out all the stupid shit that my long that used to be this is now like that. Let it bring it down to that.
I think that's the conventional way of doing it.
Distill it.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
All right.
What do you do for writing?
I kind of do a mixture. So I'll do, like, I have bad ADHD, so I won't remember. So anytime I think of a premise, I'll say, hey, Siri, make a note of blank. I'll do it in I'll meet myself in a work meeting and do it, anything like that.
Where does Siri make it?
In the Notes app.
Okay, well, obviously, I sound like such an old individual.
No, yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't have it. 1, I don't have Siri. 2, I also don't understand technology. So
I'm sure.
So it always goes into like one bank.
Yeah. So I just have everything goes into my Notes app, and then I hashtag it comedy, so then I can filter by that. But and then when I get to a venue, I pull out my notebook and I write down the bits that I want to do that night, and because the same thing where it's just easier for me to remember it that way, and it commits it to memory more. So I'll just I'll go through my master list essentially, and just be like, oh, I want to try this or whatever. And then I have the staples, American Girl doll. I know at this point, I know the bit.
To figure out that punch that you couldn't figure out?
Dude, I fucking can't figure it out. It bothers me. Every time I do the bit, I cannot figure it out. I have other punches for everybody. Record all your sets, dude. I didn't record one set. I got the biggest punch I've ever gotten, and I cannot figure out what I said and how I said it. So 100%. Even I just do voice recording. I don't do video. All that to say, you don't have to do video. If you're recording, obviously a clip, do a video. But
the nice thing about video too, you never know when it's going to be like a really good set, and you could use it for tape. You know what I mean?
I would have used that for a clip. I mean, for to submit to contests and stuff. If I had just been smart enough to record, so 100%. And I don't listen. I don't know how much y'all listen back on your recordings. I don't do it a ton. Usually, when I'm driving to a mic, I'll listen to last night's mic on the way. But no, I felt that bothers the hell out of me. I cannot figure that out.
Yeah, I only listen to sets back when I do a good job. I go, I'm the fucking man.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I prefer to listen when I do poorly.
I force myself to listen when they're bad and figure out why I did bad because I don't agree 100% of the time. Steve York said it's never the crowd, it's you. I disagree with that.
It's always you.
I disagree with it occasionally. Sometimes you do just have a fucking shitty ass crowd.
Yeah,
But
I really look
on
at
the
it though
flip
as
side
your
of
job
that,
is to be funny to any crowd
yep. The
and
flip side of
adjust
that
to
though
any
is
crowd.
like Tony V might have, like Jacques always says, Tony V has walked up in front of a ton of shitty crowds. He's never walked off from one. So there is something to
Yeah,
that, and I'm just being petty.
it
You
sucks
are
though because
very
like
petty about that, which is I love that about
yeah,
you.
2 nights ago I
Yeah.
did the exact same set list back to back mics. I did one mic, drove to the other, did it. First one I ate it. I had maybe a laugh. Second one I crushed and like one of the best I've ever done. And I'm like, this is so goddamn frustrating. It was the exact same set, same order, same delivery, and just like you never know. It's a classic story.
Carolyn Plummer said something I think pretty profound in the realm of like what separates comedians, I guess. She said this a couple times and it really took me a minute because it sounds really simple. But her perspective is when you're getting you always wonder when you're going to be good at comedy. And she said being good at comedy is just being good consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That what that means is that you don't have those. You don't have those. Like I went to one place and I bombed, and I did the same exact thing in another place and I crushed.
Yeah.
That does go away, and it's just like when you see Carolyn, her bombs are like, shit, that didn't go as well as I wanted that my punch to go in this joke, and you're the like that's the
Yeah.
kind of stuff that they're going towards, and that's I can really see that because she said that first last year, and I'm like, I don't really know what you mean. Like, yeah, I guess like just stop bombing every third time you go up. This is probably smart. But then it's like those are the sets where I'm like, I had to do Juraf if I was doing 15 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, I can see what you mean. It's like you can't do consistently good if you have to do Juraf every time you go up.
Yeah.
Juraf has to be a complimentary joke you do when you have a younger crowd and you want to really get stuff out of them. Consistently good means you saw that crowd that wasn't going to take Giraffe and you were able to adjust and you were still able to do good
Yeah.
in front of them with the stuff that you have, and that's really what you're working towards.
Man, the second you said giraffe, I thought I want to do a fantasy football league of all comedians, and the loser has to get a tattoo of one of their bits. Because I just pictured you having whatever a giraffe tattoo would look like, a giraffe with a yarmulke. I don't know, but I think
We
that would
have
be
it. We have it in
really
our
fun.
group chat. We have exactly what it would be.
Mm-hmm. It was
And I
actually
sent you
in.
one of those before.
If you watch the YouTube version of the episode with Richie Welch, there was a couple minute span where Anthony wasn't on yet, and I used the giraffe picture in his place.
Oh,
Did you? How did I
yeah.
miss that?
Oh, I don't know.
I've not retired that bit, but I have taken it severely out of my set list because one, I just like I don't know. Everybody just kept calling me Giraffe, making fun of me for doing that bit. But
It's a great
also,
bit.
it's
I
just
love that
such
bit.
it's a really good bit, but it's really hard to get over in most audiences. You have to have one that's down to play.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
I'm really trying to get a good solid 20 minutes that I can like I did 20 minutes in the vineyard and it was great, but I had to like really preface them like, hey, we're about to get dark. You're gonna have like you have to take the
Yep.
darkness. And it works a lot of the time, but I could still feel like like I'm doing really well in my set for 15 minutes, and then 5 of it, I know I can feel them kind of pulling away for 5 straight minutes
Yeah.
because I'm just getting dark. So I'm trying to, consistencies. I gotta get to 20 with stuff, where I can pivot both ways.
I got
And
a
also know
similar
that nothing matters until you're a headliner.
facts.
Nothing matters.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I've been listening to this guy William Keane on. He's on Instagram and Twitch, and on Sunday nights and Wednesday nights, he reviews people's stand up sets. Not reviews. He like critiques. He'll give you like, hey, see what you're doing there with the mic, like you're death gripping the mic, like don't do that, you look nervous, or
Gotcha.
when you put the mic stand behind, don't look behind you, look at the crowd's there for you. You walked off, like everybody's giving you applause, you walk off and didn't even acknowledge them. Don't do that. Say thank you very much when you're walking, like just like acknowledge that you like the fact that they liked you, things like that. And then the people in chat will punch up your shit, right? Usually not very good, but but it's been kind of entertaining the last couple of weeks. And but one of the things that I see that he says a lot is he doesn't like pauses. You know, like Anthony and I talk about, like, you're doing a longer set, 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, whatever.
Gotcha.
You slow down. Maybe at the end of like a chunk, you like stop, take a sip or whatever. He is super against that, but going back to Carolyn Plummer, one of the things she said on our show, on her episode with us was, I think it was Bob Marley said, "Why are you talking over yourself? Like you just like stop.
Yeah.
People aren't laughing and just like boom right into it." And sorry, and
Wayne's fighting this fly still.
No, my dog wants to go out the door. So what he was saying was, "Why are you doing that?" And she's like, "Oh, they're quiet. Like, I'm not getting laughs." And he goes, "That's okay. Hold on."
Yep. Because they're listening to you. If they're not listening,
you have their attention. They're listening to you, and that's okay. Having their full attention is just as good as a laugh, as long as the laugh pays off.
Yeah. You'll lose them.
When
quick
I think about that with
like
my throat cancer bit, when I start talking about my mom with throat cancer, people, you can feel the air coming out of the room sometimes. It's like people are super, like, it's dead quiet, and it's like that for about 30 seconds. But then that, in my opinion, the laugh I get from that is well worth it. But it's funny how, I guess where I was going with that, it's funny how different comics have different opinions on how a set should go. And, Carolyn Plummer is more of a comic, and same thing with Bob Marley. They're more of like a, what's a comic? Like, not a club comic, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, they're not in like New York City clubs every night.
Yeah.
Or LA clubs every night. They're at they're at like little theaters or sometimes VFWs, things like that. Different kind of audience, and I wonder if that plays a difference in it, or plays a part in the difference rather.
Huh.
But
that's interesting. I've never thought about how that affects the venue.
Yeah, I think about like regional comedy versus club comedy. Like the regional comedy, the shows that we do that are in bars or breweries or function halls or all that stuff.
I mean, like New York City is obviously famous for like you got to be a run and gun. I'm trying to blank on the term, but like you got to have a tight ass 5 or whatever. But besides that, I've never thought about it.
I think that's more they just do because that's the only sets they do are 5 to 7 minutes all day long. Like I know that at the moment is, I'm sure mostly your sets are in that ballpark too, but there is a time where you're going to be featuring and stuff like that where you stop doing 5-minute sets and it seems weird to do a 7-minute set.
Mm-hmm.
And that you'll notice that from the upstate New York guys. Those guys all do like awesome 20-25 minute sets. The guys in the city, they can't do 20 minutes, but they can fucking crush for 10 minutes, like of absolute great bits. Mm-hmm. That's all they do, so they never need more than that.
I'm at the age where like I could just pick up and move, and about once a day I'm like, I think I'm moving to New York. I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet and just figure out that style. I'm probably not gonna do it, but it's like I don't have kids. Don't got any reason to stay here.
You should. Yeah, if you think eventually you want to be a comedian for a job, that's kind of the only move, especially at your age, because you can do it. But a lot of people tell you to go there as a feature or headliner already. So because people will kind of see, like a booker will see you as they first saw you, and it's really hard to break out of that. So if they see you suck, like here's a good example. There's I don't want to name names again, but there was a booker that I was talking to. And they were asking, like, oh, who should I get for this thing? And I gave them an example, and they're like, oh, that person sucked last time I saw him. I was like, when did you see him last? They're like, probably like 2 or 3 years ago. I'm like, they're so much better now. So, like, there's just big changes that people don't see in you because they just see the original thing that you are. So if you move to New York as already a headliner.
Yeah. Which is what stops me from doing it, because that's, like, the way to do it, let people see you when you're ready to be seen, but... I didn't notice Wayne got up.
Yeah, something
I'm sitting here with an empty drink. Like, I'm going to be professional. I'm not going to get up. And both of y'all have left.
I had to pee. And I was so professional that I didn't get an extra bag of weed, which I really wanted. But I didn't because it would have took an extra minute. But yeah. Anyways, I think this is the length of the podcast that we want to do now,
Yeah, trying to
and
cut it down a little bit.
this is kind of a technical one. We got to talk about how contests we have coming up. So go to those, please, everybody.
Yep. The other one is Wicked Funny.
Wicked Funny, Merrimack Valley's funniest.
Yep. It's like every weekend throughout September and October, so you're not busy every weekend. You can show up. I don't remember the
Yeah,
days
there's a
I'm
lot.
there. I remember there I'm a week after Wayne.
Yeah, I'm on the 17th of October. Anthony's the 12th of September, and I think you were the 3rd of October.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'm wrong because I was like the 1st or 7th, something like that. It was single digits, so yeah, 3rd would
Yeah, maybe it was
mathematically
the
check out.
7th. I don't.
I gotta tell you,
So it
that's
can't be
gonna
the
be a
7th.
tough one because if I eat shit and fail on the 12th of September, I gotta wait a whole month to see if you guys also eat shit and fail because you always want. I need it. I'm gonna like go slash your guys' tires because like I'd feel so bad if I don't do good and you guys do good. That's a lot of comedians will say like I just really want one of us to do well and I'll be happy. And no, it needs to be me, or I will have to throw pig blood at Wayne's car again and tell him that Justin did it.
Man, I can't. I would love for me to be the one to move on, like the least deserving of the three of us.
Well, I think that if you talk about your butthole the way that you are capable of, you will move on.
Wicked Funny.
the world
You've
needs
never
that.
performed at Wicked Funny, right?
No, first time.
It's a magical
Oh, it's a
place,
magic
man.
club.
I was 5 months into comedy when I did that hosting class, and I went up and I won't say I killed, but I did really way better than I should have for being 5
You've
months in.
already said you've killed on that set 70 times. So what's
Hey,
stopping
this
you
is
now?
personal
but
growth,
here I
and we're
am
going to
as
appreciate that.
I am an older comic who has grown.
So, all right, here's a question. Can I ask you a question, Wayne? Can we wrap on this?
You're going to, yeah.
So, I'm going to ask you. So, a lot of the time that you shit on me, what you say is you don't feel things. You don't feel things high. You don't feel things low. You just blah, blah, blah. What are you, robot? And you said it before in response to me telling you to calm down about that Wicked Funny set, where I was like, Jesus Christ, Wayne, is relax. And you were like, I fucking crushed, I killed him. And then now, so you're there, you're like, I've grown as a comedian. I've kind of noticed that maybe wasn't what I thought it was back then. And I just have to ask, do you say sorry for that?
No.
Or do you just change and pretend that, okay. Yeah,
I don't say sorry for this reason. Because when I said
you
that,
never do. You never once said I'm wrong. You've just changed months later and not brought it up again. That's what you do for everything.
I tell you, Marlon,
Never.
but here's why I'm not gonna. Here's why I'm not gonna say it now. Back then, when I was saying those things, I had this much window of what was good and what was bad for my.
How did I know?
What? At that point,
We had the same window. And I was just saying, calm down, as I always say when anybody does any kind of good, is calm down. Or if somebody does really bad and they're like you, if you do bad and you're like, I'm the worst, calm down. They're never as worse as you think they are, but they're never as good as you think they are either.
So, did you want my answer?
I do. Sorry.
No,
I
because at that point, I had done mainly just open mics. That was my first real show, right? So you go to an open mic
That's
night
huge.
after night after night after night, and you get fucking 3 people there and then 20 people outside smoking weed, and then you go to a place that's 85 to 100 people, and they're all laughing at everything you say. That's killing. That's crushing, right?
Yeah.
Like in comparison,
I'm with you.
especially.
Well, I mean, I'm just asking for consistency because now you're saying that you didn't
You
crush.
can't have consistency
because you're.
Yeah. Anthony actually hates
Why can't-
personal growth. I think that's what we're learning here.
because you grow. You grow. Your experiences grow. The bar you set is changing.
I've never
at
learned a
every level.
thing. I haven't learned one thing. I've consistently gone, this
You
is
could
fine
consistently negative
every time. No. I always say I'm
You know what?
negative.
Can I fucking stop you for a second?
Yeah.
I want to tell you what I love about you. You have
That's
this
new.
hard exterior shell, when you come across is such a fucking. But
That goes with hard shell.
behind the scenes,
Not a cunt.
you're a
What are you
big
talking about?
softie. You were the most supportive person probably in my life.
Well, this is Wayne. I'm the
In front of
same.
people,
This is the thing.
behind closed
No.
doors. You're like the guy from Family Guy where like he's a fucking asshole. He's like, yeah, well that asshole donates all his time and money to charity. Remember that scene? Yeah,
Yeah, that is me.
that's you.
No. I am, but I am equally positive when you're negative, and I'm equally negative when you're positive. Do you see where I'm going with this? Is if you go too deep into the negative pool, I'll pull you out by giving you the same thing. Because to tell you the truth, for what we're doing, from the first open mic until we're headliners, it's kind of all the same shit. It's all the same. You're doing the same thing, trying to add minutes. There's a ceiling to how you're going to crush, and it's lower than it's going to be when you're a headliner. And there's a ceiling to where you're going to bomb, where it's not that bad. You're not going to people aren't going to ask for ticket money back because they came to see you in particular. So if anything, I'm being consistent and you're being inconsistent. Because
What if people asked for money back because they had to see you? Like what happened to me at New Year's Eve.
Listen, you had to try so hard to take over. Like, this is the thing. A lot of the time, you can suck as an opener, and they're like, that's just the opener. We're not even going to think about them anymore because the headliner's up.
Yeah.
And you can suck. It doesn't even matter. They're not even thinking about it anymore. Wayne did such bad things to the people there that he transcended his spot in the lineup, and he became the headliner.
This was the show where the woman heckled you and that whole thing?
And Wayne's like, please come on stage.
Yeah, she was on stage and the whole thing.
I told someone that today because they were going to give the mic. They were going to give audience members the microphone. I was like, rule number one is
Don't do it.
not give up the mic.
Don't do it.
I was like, I will moderate if you want to have this premise, but like, if you hand an audience member the microphone, we're fucked.
Yeah, once you give them the power where they can speak out, they're going to speak out. And that was what I learned that day. You're better off looking like
it's pretty.
Going, sit the fuck down, you fucking drunk bitch, than you are to say, come on up and why don't you ruin the show for everybody.
We should do an episode where we just rank Wayne's mistakes. Like, there's when he did the Vietnam joke in front of the VFW or whatever.
You do.
Mount Rushmore of like comedy mistakes.
That's
you make a lot of like easy to see coming mistakes.
little tidbit that's coming into the contests. That's one of my contest jokes I'm doing.
Do it.
Yeah,
it does well.
No, I think that. You always say
not
that
when somebody actually has family members that died from a Viet Cong.
Yeah.
I've never heard you bomb a joke ever since we started where you don't say afterwards. It works well everywhere else. You say that every time.
Well, I got to defend it.
Yeah, you got to.
You do have to defend.
You know.
That's the thing. Have you ever noticed me to defend myself ever?
Yeah.
Like, well, if you say you're not funny, I'm like, probably right. And I look down at the ground and I go, God damn it. That's it. You never ever do that. You're always like, fuck you. This is the best joke of all. I'm always like, yeah, you think it sucks? I think it sucks too. I think I suck. I think I should probably stop this. But yeah, so I'm the opposite. And I also won't give people the microphone. I'm very mean to them, which I think is what you should be. Because I think that fits my character a little better. Like at that vineyard show, there was a bus that showed up. And there was a bus for a bachelor party. And they were wearing sachets. So I obviously wanted to roast them. And the intro to the bit was I was saying, like, usually a bus that shows up like that has been loading people that look like me onto it. I was like, but luckily, to my awesome surprise, it just happened to be that 12 obviously gay men came off of the bus instead. And it was great. Everybody laughed at them. They were wearing sachets, which means it was right. And then one of them was talking, and I was like, I was doing my bit. I was like, look at this guy. He won't shut the fuck up. Everybody laughed. I don't know how much art, because I've seen people artfully take down hecklers where they like have a bit mixed in, and it is impressive. But to me, nothing beats the, hey, shut your hole before I tell someone to remove it.
I don't know what this says, but you more than anybody at our level, or above or below that I know, has these people talking during their sets more than anybody. I know, like, you have so many of these great stories about people speaking out against the things you're saying or while you're saying things or whatever, and you do really well at shutting it down. But like that's not really ever happened to me.
Yeah. Yes, it has.
And I can't figure that out.
I watch you talk through it.
Really? Am I just not seeing it?
Yeah, like let me give you a perfect example actually, because there's a recent one. We did Chelmsford, the brewery there, navigation, and I was the feature. You were the opener. Remember that one?
Yeah,
we do, right? Yeah.
Was
so that was you had kind of a. Yep, you had kind of a tough set, but you were opening, so that's what it is. But there was a guy talking your whole set. That guy to the right, he was talking for James Hamilton. Went up. He was talking during it. He was talking through your set. You guys didn't say anything. You just kept doing your jokes. He talked. The second he talked, I said, "Hey, you, shut the fuck up." Everybody laughed. That guy stopped talking. I kept going on with the set.
He might have been my fault.
It's more. Yeah, you talked to him at one point, but like you didn't shut him down. You just you helped him go up. So to answer your question, it's because you
benefited my set.
No, he didn't. You just say that because you don't want to confront them.
No. He said the first time he said something that benefited my set, and then after that, I did nothing about it. So I feel like I gave him the power to keep talking.
You started a fire.
Was that?
Never do as an opener. You started a fire that you shouldn't have started as an opener, you dickhead. But yes. But that's the thing. I didn't mind because I quickly will. And I'm wrong in this too, because there is if you read the book of comedy, if there was one, it would say that you should let the headliner tell the guy to shut the fuck up, just so you don't start a whole thing before the guy goes up there and ruin it. But I'm confident that they'll stop talking after I make them feel bad, and you will be confident letting him talk during your set. See, I won't have it. Won't have it, Wayne.
I've heard people say. I've heard tenured comics say it both ways. Like if you're not comfortable enough to have that intellectual back and forth, or the like you do, then ignore it and just talk through it. And eventually, in theory, they should be like, okay, I'm not getting the attention I want. I'm gonna fucking be done with it. Not everybody's like that.
I used to.
Not everybody's like that.
I used to be that way.
How often have you seen me super confrontational? It takes a lot to get me to the point where I can actually be. It takes anger to get me to the point where I can be confrontational, where I can fucking shut somebody down.
Well, that's my point. It's not that it's happening to me more. It's that you will ignore it. That's the difference. And because you're not a confrontational person. So if people are talking, you're just going to ignore it and keep doing your bit. I can't. I'll just be like, why? Why are you talking? Because I used to not do that. But I hate the feeling of awkwardness where you're trying to talk a little louder because someone's talking and you're trying to get it over on them. If they're in the back of the room, do you have to do that? Because I mean, you can't, it might just be one of those rooms where it's you're doing it in a bar, so it's kind of on you. But if we're at a real club and it's a show, like if I'm doing a function hall show or wherever the hell it is, where they bought tickets and everybody came in, it's for the comedy show, and you're talking at a table that's disrupting a punchline, I'm going to ask you why you're talking. And then sometimes it's funny. I mean, it's funny every time, but sometimes it's more than shut the fuck up. It's, like I told that lady, are you going to keep doing my set in Spanish?
Oh, yeah. When you close captions. My favorite one that you did.
Yeah, where you close captioning.
Was Sidebar, where those two old ladies walked in, and you made the joke about, you were talking about the Iowa caucus, and she goes, oh, don't go there. And you're like, why? Who did you vote for? Bob Dole? I was laughing so hard. Because the lady was both old enough to vote for Bob Dole, and she definitely voted for Bob Dole.
I got her. Yeah. See, that's the thing. You will get stuff like that if you will go after people. And I also I'm more comfortable doing it now because I also noticed that I haven't seen it. There's Casey Crawford is the only headliner I've seen that will, and it works for his bit, but he will not engage the crowd. He was usually like, if someone's heckling, he'd just be like, I'll wait till you stop. And then he'll just go afterwards. But his jokes are so good that he gets people back. But everybody else I've seen, if there's ever a disruption, they're using it. And they're trying to, put out the fire. But I don't know.
You know who's really good
like
at that?
Everything else that we do?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, like everything else that we do, I don't know if I'm right or if you're wrong. Like, every argument we have that you're right. That's the position that you take because you're a piece of shit. Every time I argue with you, I go, I don't know. I could be like, I always preface things with, I feel this way, but I don't know. We're at a ball going through space at a million miles an hour. I don't know what's going on. I could be wrong. So I feel like you said, sorry, what were you going to say?
What I was going to say was, who's really good at dealing with hecklers is Troy Bond. Have you ever seen him?
No.
Yeah.
No? Oh, dude, look him up. He's so good. He gets angry, like, picture like Anthony angry, but like with more personality.
Gotcha.
I don't mean that in a bad way, but just like he is like
good call.
above the top, like over the top. It's so good. Just go look up some of his heckler videos. He's so good. He says some heinous shit to people, and it's incredible.
I like to think that when I get go watch Troy Bond. Don't watch this. I like to think that here's the last word before one. I like to think that I'm the type of angry that when I get angry at somebody, when I'm yelling at them or something like that on stage, they go, "Damn, I got this monotoned high guy to get angry. I really fucked up."
True.
Where Troy Bond is like he's already there, so you're that's what you want. He's an aggressive loud guy. But yeah, that was a tough thing to end on the last word on. There once was a quest for laughs. Point the screen.